Hi everyone, it's May 9th, 2022. I'm Anna, I have a stage 4 diagnosis and I just chronicle about the things I'm learning and keep you posted on my health updates. Thank you so much if you subscribe, and if you don't, please consider subscribing. I would love to be connected. So I haven't updated in the last few months and I would like to do that. Show you my scan results, my PET CT, and also my CEA and CA2729 antigen blood tests. And also talk about a comment that I received recently. Somebody commented in all capital letters, they said liar with exclamation marks, and I'm really sorry. I'm sure that that has to come from a place of hurt and anger. And I'm really sorry if you felt that I have lied. I haven't lied. I've just been sharing my experience and then research that I find. I don't know if there has been lying in the research, but I'm just sharing with you what I'm reading. And please don't take anything I say as medical fact. I'm just sharing my experience. Recently learned that fenbendazole doesn't seem to be super effective for breast cancers. So apparently the research shows that for triple negative, it doesn't seem to help. But also just some new compiled stories seem to suggest that for breast cancer, it's not necessarily your best option. So if perhaps you were thinking that I was lying because of that, maybe you had a loved one that passed and they tried it and it didn't work. I'm not claiming that anything is the answer or the cure. I'm just sharing what I'm learning and what I'm trying. And I'm so sorry for the losses that you might have experienced. But I have heard that the word, I won't say the word because I don't think YouTube is super keen on it. The other drug that there's a lot of conversation about that starts with IVER is potentially more effective for breast cancers. So again, always please do your research on that. So I tried fenbendazole again more regularly and then noticed that my blood work wasn't really doing what I wanted it to do. I'll give you a show here. Let's see. So last couple months, they were going up and kind of have stayed above that normal high level, which is considered out of the normal range. And fenbendazole didn't really seem to do anything to bring that down. So I don't know, it's all just trial and error, and I'm a guinea pig here until there's more research on what actually does help people survive long-term with stage 4 breast cancer. And there is nothing right now that the conventional medicine has for people with stage 4 cancer to survive. The 5-year statistic is in the low 20% for people that are treated. And so I'm 4 years right now with stage 4 breast cancer. And so I kind of feel like their way or the things that I've been trying, it's brought me to the same place. I'm still alive, I'm still doing well. So please always make your own choices. But anyway, back to the test results. This is what the CEA showed, and it measures cancer antigens, which is some kind of molecule that cancer cells give off. So here you can see it's flagged as high. And then I have another test, the cancer antigen 2729 was also flagged as high. And this is what it's been. See, it was within the normal range, and then it bounced up, then it bounced down, then it bounced up, and it's slightly above the normal range there. So that, along with some some symptoms I was having. I was like, uh-oh, did this thing come back? I did have a PET CT skull to mid thigh March 24th after my test had started to come back high and I was having some symptoms. And although this didn't do my brain, so that's always something to keep in mind because breast cancer does often spread to the brain. The impression on the CT scan is that there is no evidence for a metabolically active disease. So they couldn't find any tumors that were lighting up with the radioactive tracer that they put in my body, which is amazing. It did show some pelvic fluid and predominant ovaries. If anyone has had these issues after being on Zoladex, which puts you in medically induced menopause for a couple of years, for me, it's been a couple of years. If you've had this, please reach out and let me know what your experience was. I followed up with my GYN who suggested I go see an oncologist, a GYN oncologist. So I'll be doing that at some point. Yeah, and then something that suggests an anemic state. And my blood work has been coming back anemic for a long time now, but I haven't done much about it because I have heard that and read about how cancer cells love iron. And so I haven't wanted to feed them. But there's something called ferroptosis where you use iron as a Trojan horse, where you combine the iron with something else that kills the cancer cells. And together they get into the cancer cell because the cancer cell loves the iron. And then, it causes the cell to die. But apparently it's pretty complex. I read through it once and didn't quite understand it. So I'll give that another read soon. And it should be done under a doctor's supervision. And I haven't found a doctor yet that's on board with that. But I'll keep you posted if I end up going that route, because it might be really helpful for getting my blood to a place where it's not anemic. So yes, no evidence of disease. So this is now my third all clear scan, and it's been like maybe 9 months between this latest scan and the one before it, and then like 6 months before that. So it's been over a year with clean scans. Praise the Lord. All right, what else? Oh, I already talked about the liar comment. Yeah, guys, I'm a human. And I'm a sensitive human. Those things really impact me. And I know people will say, well, then you shouldn't be posting on YouTube if you can't handle other people's comments. I'll keep posting as long as it makes sense for my well-being. But I know people are always going to disagree with me. If you disagree, please just, do yourself a favor, don't watch. I once had a comment last year that I came across as immature and that it was cringy, and that's probably true. I definitely agree that in many respects, I have plenty of maturing to do, and that I do come across as cringy, and I actually don't rewatch my videos before I post them, because for me, there is that big cringe factor. But I just hope you realize that I'm a human just like you. I'm not perfect. Obviously I have this diagnosis, but aside from that, I have my own emotional traumas and mental blocks, and I'm not a perfect parent and not a perfect anything. And so I just hope you keep that in mind, and that you're not looking for perfection when you're watching my videos. I'm just sharing with you. So anyway, enough rambling. I love you. I hope you're doing well, and I will check back soon.